Hi, this is Ridea Keeping It Real, and we're reading through the Bible using the Good News Bible, and we're on the book of Sirach. We're on chapter 31, and it's been some really great lessons in this book. It's also called Ecclesiasticus. So here we go. Problems caused by money. Worrying about money will make you lose weight and lose sleep. Worrying about business will keep you from sleeping just as surely as a serious illness does. Rich people work hard to make a lot of money, then they can sit back and live in luxury. Poor people work hard and have nothing to show for it, and when they rest, they are still poor. No one who loves money can be judged innocent. His efforts to get rich have led him into sin. Many people have been ruined because of money, brought face to face with disaster. Money's a trap for those who are fascinated by it, a trap that every fool falls into. A person who gets rich without sinfully chasing after money is fortunate. Do you know anyone like that? If so, who will congratulate him for performing a miracle that no one else has ever been able to do? If anyone has ever passed this test, can be well proud. Has anyone ever known that he could get away with cheating someone and not taken advantage of? If so, he deserves his wealth, and everyone will praise him for his generosity. Behavior at dinner parties. New subject. That was just about problems with money. Now about dinner parties. When you sit down at a fancy banquet, don't let your mouth hang open, and don't say, "Look at all the food." It is impolite to have a greedy eye. Remember that. Nothing in creation is greedier than the eye. That is why it sheds tears so often. Don't reach out for everything you see, and don't elbow people out of the way to get at the food. Be considerate of the other person at the table and treat them the way you want to be treated. When you get your food, eat it like a human being. Don't smack and slurp. Nobody can stand that. It's good manners to be the first to stop eating. Stuffing yourself is offensive. If there are people present, don't try to be the first to be served. A little bit is plenty for anyone with good manners. Besides, you won't be short of breath when you go to bed. People who eat too much get stomach aches and cannot sleep. If you don't overeat, you can get a good night's sleep and wake up early the next morning feeling fine. But if you do get a stomach ache from eating too much, go off and vomit, and you will feel better. Son, if you listen to what I'm saying and put it into practice, one of these days you will thank me for it. Be moderate in everything you do, and you will never get sick. That's good advice. People appreciate a generous host, and he deserves their praise. But everybody in town will complain about a host who is stingy with food, and their complaints are justified. Don't try to prove your manhood by how much you can drink. Wine has been the ruin of many. An arrogant man's character shows through when he is in a drunken argument. In the same way that iron is tested when it's heated red hot and then dipped in water. Wine can put new life into you if you drink it in moderation. But what would life be like without it? Wine was created to make us happy. If you drink in moderation and in the right time, it can lift your spirits and make you cheerful. But if you drink when you're angry and upset, it leads to headaches, embarrassment, and disgrace. A drunken fool can lose his temper and hurt himself. His drinking makes him weak and an easy target for angry blows. Never rebuke a person when you have been drinking. Don't hurt his feelings while he is having a good time. It is not the time to criticize anyone or to ask him to pay back a debt. Chapter 32. If you are chosen to preside at a banquet, don't put on airs. Just be like everyone else. Look after the guests before you sit down. After you've performed your duties, you can sit down and enjoy yourself with the others. They will respect you for doing a good job. If you are older than most of your guests, you may talk. That is your right. But you should know what you're talking about and not interrupt the music. If entertainment is being provided, don't keep up a steady conversation. It's the wrong time to show off your wit. Music at a banquet where wine is served is like a ruby set in gold. Good music and good wine, an emerald set in gold. If you're young, don't speak unless you have to, but never more than twice, and only if someone speaks to you first. Come to the point and say it all in a few words. Show that you are well informed, but stay quiet. Don't treat important people as if you were their equal, and don't make a nuisance of yourself by asking them a lot of questions. The reputation of a modest person goes before him as lightning before thunder. The reputation of a modest person goes before him, just as lightning comes before thunder. Leave the party at the right time and never be the last to go. Don't linger at the door. Just go straight home. There you can enjoy yourself as you wish, but don't commit the sin of bragging. And don't forget to thank your Creator for letting you enjoy so many good things. That was great about a banquet, a reunion, a dinner party. It was great, great, great information. Interpreting the law. If you fear the Lord, you will accept His correction. He will bless those who get up early in the morning to pray, study His law, and you will master it unless you are sincere about it, in which case you will fail. If you fear the Lord, you will know what is right, and you will be famous for your fairness. Sinners have no use for correction and will interpret the law to suit themselves. Sensible people will consider every option, but arrogant people will let nothing stand in their way. Never do anything without thinking it through. And once you have done something, don't look back and wish you had done something else. Don't take a course of action that is dangerous, and don't make the same mistake twice. Very important. Don't be too sure of yourself, even when the way looks easy. Always watch where you're going. Whatever you do, be careful. This is keeping the Lord's commands. Believing in the law means keeping the Lord's commands. If you trust the Lord, you cannot lose. No evil will ever come to a person who fears the Lord. However, often danger comes, the Lord will come to his rescue. A person who has no use for the law doesn't have good sense, and anyone who is insincere about it is going to be tossed about like a boat in a storm. If you're wise, you will believe in the law and will find it as reliable as the sacred lots. Prepare what you are going to say, and people will listen to you. Use what you have learned before you start talking. A foolish person's mind works like a cartwheel, going around and around in circles. A sarcastic friend is like a wild horse that neighs no matter who tries to ride him. Interesting. People are not alike. Why are some days holier than others, even though the same sun rises on every day of the year? It is because the Lord made them different. By setting them apart as religious holidays and festivals, He made some days holy and important and made other days ordinary. Every human being was made from the earth, just as Adam was. But the Lord in His wisdom made them all different and gave them different tasks. He blessed some, making them honored and holy, keeping them near Him. Others He cursed, humbling them and removing them from their positions. Just as clay is in the potter's hand for him to shape as he pleases, So we are in the hands of our Creator for Him to do with what as He wishes. Good is the opposite of evil. Life is the opposite of death. Sin is the opposite of devotion to the Most High. Think about it. The Most High has made everything in pairs, each thing the opposite of something else. As for me, I have been the last to come on duty, as if going through vineyards to gather whatever the grape pickers have left behind. But the Lord blessed me, and I did well, like a grape picker who has filled his winepress. But I want you to know that I have not done all this work for myself, but for everyone who wants to learn. Listen to me, all of you great leaders, all you leaders of the assemblies. Hear what I have to say. Be independent. Never, as long as you live, give anyone power over you, whether son, wife, brother, or friend. Don't give your property to anyone. You might change your mind and have to ask for it back. As long as you have breath in your body, don't let anyone lead your life for you. It is better that your children be dependent on you than the other way around. Keep control over all you do. Don't let anything stain your reputation. Wait until the last moment of your life, when you are breathing your last, and then divide your property amongst your heirs. Interesting. Treatment of slaves. Let's see what this has to say. A donkey should be given his fodder and his burden, and he should be beaten. A slave should be given his food and his work, and he should be disciplined. If you make your slave work, you can set your mind at ease. If you don't keep him busy, he will be looking for freedom. You can use a harness and yoke to tame an animal, and a slave can be tortured in the stocks. Keep him at work and don't let him be idle. Idleness can only teach him how to make trouble. Work is what he needs. If he won't obey you, put him in chains. But don't be too severe with anyone and never be unfair. If you have a slave, treat him as you would want to be treated. You brought him with your hard-earned money. Treat him as a brother. You need him as you need yourself. If you mistreat him and he runs away, where are you going to look for him? Oh, okay. This is a lot more to go, but we're going to stop there. This is like a little bit of reading and a lot of information. Money. Money is a trap for those who are fascinated by it. I don't know. I don't think I'm fascinated by money. I'm not fascinated by it. I just question how certain people get it and keep getting it, and then other people's suffer and don't have it. How it's unequally distributed. I've seen, how people get money, and it's true that it talks about this in here. It's not illegal a lot. It's sometimes immoral. I mean, even as simple as keeping people sick so they keep coming back, instead of healing their bodies. I learned that when I was sitting in a doctor's office, just trying to explain Medicare, even though that's not what I ended up doing. What I ended up is giving directions to people because they thought I was a receptionist. So telling them, here's where cardiology is, and the lung doctor, and then burn center, and mammograms are over there. And I thought, I learned from that. Okay, what they've done, they've divided up the body, and everybody makes money on different body parts, and they've got to keep these people all sick, so they keep coming back. Can't heal them. That's their customers. It's like, Every time I just sat there, that's what I would be thinking about. The sicker the person looked, the more money they were making off of that person. That's sad, but it's true. And people know that. Like doctors know that. They know that they should be, using food as medicine, not pills. And trust and believe. I talk to people all day long that have 15 medications. And what do? You just put all the medications in and you wonder, good God, how do these people take this every day? How could this possibly be healthy? It's not. Everybody knows it's not. But that's how people are making their money. That's just one thing. Then when I worked in credit unions, it was even worse. I was sitting there because I came from a manufacturing background where I was a purchaser and we bought raw materials where we put the raw materials together and made a thing, made fuel injectors. It made sense to me. All right. And then you sell the thing you made. With the credit union, it was like money is the thing. And the float of the money is the thing. How you make your money. And I was like, oh my God, that's not even real. So we don't have the money. We're gonna borrow the money. And then we're gonna use other people's money. And then we're gonna loan out that money at a larger interest rate than we have to pay for the money. And that's how we make our money. What? I was like, this is smoke and mirrors. And that was back in 2007, 2008 timeframe before the financial collapse. And I said, knew before then I've got to get out of this financial industry because this isn't even real. This isn't even real. Sure enough, it collapsed. Thank God I was in the police department at that point. That was real. Crime is real, right? You can always find somebody doing a crime, So, interesting. A lot of information here. A lot of good advice here. Hopefully, people who find these videos are taking something away from them. Share in the comments what you're taking away from it, how you're going to use it, because it's things that but you haven't heard put so succinctly, or I haven't. So with that, till next time, it's Ridea keeping it real.